Early in the morning.
What's going on, the people? It's your boy Cam Topical Juice. Apologies for this episode not coming out yesterday. My hay fever was killing me from start to finish. From the moment I woke up to the moment I fell asleep. My eyes all puffy, my throat closed, itchy, my nose, I was sneezing like a madman. So yeah, I thought let me just wake up today, get it done, and we'll go from there. So I watched it last night, made my notes, and yeah, we're back to it. Let's get straight into this video, man. Like the video for me, hit the bell to be notified for me. Please press that subscribe button for me. It's roll to 50k. Please help you get there. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm if you smash that like button. Let's try and get it to flipping 300 likes. Let's try and get 300 likes. Something simple like that. Come on, let's do it. Anyway, the episode starts with Chelsea and Kwame, and in a nutshell, once again, he's and ahhing. He's talking about, I just want to make sure that we are both happy with the decision that we're about to make. Guys, read between the lines here. He is basically saying, I just want to make sure that I am happy with the decision that we're about to make here, because he knows that Chelsea's happy. She reassures him. She actually says to him, I'm the luckiest girl in the world. You make me so lucky. I can't wait to be married to you. You mean everything to me. I want you. But he is a lot more pessimistic. He's a lot more unsure. He's a lot more uncertain. And she basically says, you can't predict what year is going to be the hardest year. You just have to go into this and trust and believe. You know what I'm saying? She's a lot more optimistic. She's on this more positive energy because she wants to believe it. I don't know if it's her desperation to get married or whatever, that she's just overlooking these blatant red flags. But then again, later in the episode, when she's getting ready for the marriage, she is a lot more nervous. And she actually says, I don't know what he's going to do. So actually, really and truly, she has had these reservations the whole time. She isn't dumb. She can pick up on what he's putting down. She's optimistic. She's hopeful. She believes. She said that she chose him for herself. She doesn't care about what the family thinks. So basically, do the same thing. Suck your mother. Forget what your mother thinks and go get married to me. Now, I see both parties. I think if Kwame liked her more, he wouldn't really care about what his mum thinks. Like, this guy's even lying now. This guy's saying, don't take my last name. Don't take my last name because my mum doesn't approve or give her blessing. Fam, I'm not being funny. I'm not African in it, but when did mums have a say on the last name? Traditionally, it's usually the dad still. She would take the dad's last name, etc., etc. He has his dad's last name. It's never really been the mum thing. Now in 2023, who knows, that can change. I'm not African, I don't know, but that's traditional. All my Nigerian friends, it's not really what the mum thinks. The interesting one, but yeah, she wants to take his name, no problem. Now Zach and Bliss are in the pool. They're talking about their little reservations. They like each other. I believe they love each other, innit? I really do. But I feel like it's Bliss the one that's getting more cold feet. She's basically saying, marriage is a long time, it's forever. I don't really want to get divorced. I want to make sure. Listen, darling. Most people who get married end up getting divorced. That's just the facts. That's the stats. Maybe it might not even be. It might not be most. Give or take 50-50. You know what I'm saying? 50% divorce, maybe even 60% divorce. It's most likely that you are not going to end up with that one person for the rest of your life. That's just what it is. That's just the stats don't lie. So it might not be your intention to get divorced, but it's probably gonna happen. Listen, I came from a divorced family, a broken home. Your parents divorced. My man's divorced. Zach's. So come on, man, just do the maths. That's a lot of divorcees. And she just basically feels concerned that maybe he's rushing into things, or she just wants to ensure that he's made this decision for him and for them, and it's the right decision. But it sounds like she's projecting her own insecurities and her own worries onto him. Now Tiffany meets Brett's dad, and Brett's brother. You got my man's brother, yeah. By the end of the conversation, the only words he says in the entire scene, yeah, is, excuse me, do you like my hairdo? I'm thinking, this insecure, get this 1980s afro having grease cast mother. You know what I'm saying? Get out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? With your afro ass. No, I'm saying the 80s now. You know what I'm saying? Do something with that hair. Twist it up, lock it up or something. Braid it up, do something. You know what I'm saying? Just look at how I can clean the floor with your headpiece, man. Come on, man. I'm joking, man. It's so funny because I used to have an afro for so long, guys. But I used to have an afro for years. That's why I'm finding it funny still. Yeah, clearly he's insecure about that because that's the only thing he said. Do you like my hairdo? A man even said hairdo. I don't think I've even heard the word hairdo in years. The only ones there, just say hair. Do you like my trim? No, I really like the dad. I really, really like his dad. I feel like he came from a good family. The dad is a good guy to an extent. I feel like it sounds like he might not have been there. He might have been potentially quite absent. Now, forget the absent father stuff, yeah. One thing I will criticize his dad on, because I don't know if he was there or not and whatever, but is the fact that he ain't been on a plane since the 80s. Now, the way they framed that was, he ain't been on a plane for 40 years, but since I'm getting married, like he's getting on a plane to meet me. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's big. That's the way they framed it. But in my mind, I'm thinking, you haven't had a party where you not got a passport. Do you not have any ambition? Do you not want to see what's beyond your own state? Do you not want to see what's in the world? Do you not want to go out there and explore, have adventures, have real life experiences? For me, I don't rate that. On my travels, when I come across Americans, I really respect them, because a lot of America, they don't even venture beyond their state. They don't even venture beyond their country. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Americans don't even have passports. Big facts. A lot of Americans do have passports, but a lot don't. Now, it could be because a lot of them think America is the center of the world and there's nothing beyond the borders, or it could be because they have a lot of natural different terrains and ecosystems in the States. You know, you got states that are completely freezing. You got states that are desert. You got states that are warm. You got states that are cold. You know, you got states that are mountainous. You got states that are, you know what I'm saying, other stuff. So I get it. It's a vast terrain, but it's very important for you to live your life and get on a plane and explore. Please, I don't rate that. Anyway, rant aside, rant over. The dad seems like a nice guy. He actually listened to what Brett said and said the same thing back to Tiffany. He said, "Yeah, it sounds like you lot fell in love like without seeing each other. That's really nice. You know what I'm saying? You blew each other away, etc., etc." I don't know what's wrong with Tiffany, but this Tiffany girl really likes to cry. She's becoming a frequent crier, bro. Like, as in every scene, she'll cry with her mum. She'll cry with her friends. She's crying with his family. She's crying. In fact, I didn't even make that up. She cried in front of all those people. She's getting a bit annoying. You know me. I said it from Love Island. I said it from episode 1, Love Is Blind. I don't really do all that crying stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially all that too much crying stuff. It gets a bit boring to me. Tiffany's crying a lot, man. Micah and Paul is a very weird one, guys. Because strangely enough, I like them together. I actually do, and I believe Micah with Paul is a much, much, much better version of Micah than she is with, say, her friends. I feel like she is a lot more goofy with him. I feel like they do get each other. Clearly, they view the world through a similar lens, because he keeps saying that. He's been saying that for the last few episodes now. I'm grounded with her. We view the world the same. I feel present with her. All these things. I like these things. But so that them two, I'm not convinced they're gonna get married, but I am. It's a weird one. Like, I believe both of them will say yes. I believe she will say yes before he does. I believe it'll be him the one to have the reservation. But I don't think it's because they don't want to be with each other. I think it's just because, listen, all these couples that are in this experiment, they might have found love, but I just think they're all scared of marriage, that long-term commitment. I think they just wanted to have a girlfriend or a boyfriend and see how it pans out and then get married. You know what I'm saying? So they do have chemistry though. You know, they have good banter about the strippers, and she's like, you know, I've counted all the ones in the pocket, you know, don't be giving strippers, and he's like, oh yeah, sorry, there's 13 ones. And whatever, it seemed like good banter, you know what I'm saying, between the two of them. They get each other. The bachelor party, or whatever, the parties come around, and I swear down, yeah, this Chelsea girl, I don't know if she's forcing it for the cameras or she really feels this way about Kwame, but you'll never hear Kwame talk about Chelsea the same way Chelsea talks about Kwame when they're not in the same room. When Chelsea's not with Kwame, she's talking about, my fiance is 10 times hotter than any stripper that they give me. I love that for her, innit? I love that for him, that she really says these things when he's not there. But does she mean it? Because what in the hell has Kwame actually showed you there? Yeah, that means he's really a ride or die for the rest of his life. That he's really prepared to cut off all these people for the rest of his life. Bro, my man's talking about Vegas, bro. My man's doing little Freudian slips. Well, it's not even a Freudian slip. I feel like he's just, my man's just talking about, well, if I don't go through with this, like if I don't go through with this, if I do go through this, if I don't go through this, man's gonna go Vegas. Like, rah, clearly you've been thinking about this then, you know what I'm saying? So, anyway. So yeah, she's always gassing him up. Zach's not interested in the burlesque dancing because, yes, once again, his mum's a stripper. He's completely traumatized by his childhood. I'm not being funny, yeah, I know a lot of strippers, by the way. The way he talks about stripping, it's like, it's the worst job in the world. It's really shaped his personality and it's really shaped his trauma. Now, I know a lot of strippers. Bro, a lot of them are very happy with their job. A lot of them make a lot of money, you know. Like, it's just funny the way he's like, oh no, my mum's a stripper. He's trying to pull on people's heartstrings. But I actually know empowered strippers, you understand? That people be like, oh, your mum's a stripper, okay, good for her. You know what I'm saying? They won't be like, oh no, sad. They'd be like, okay, cool, she's making peace for you. I will do anything for peace, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, if push came to shove, I'll do anything for money. So like, I don't judge no one, you get it? So in my mind, so what, your mum was a stripper, but I get it. I mean, I get it. I can imagine. I can only imagine what that's like for you as a child and potentially seeing, like, being around certain things. And see, I appreciate that still. I do appreciate that. From a child's point of view, I definitely see that still. Chelsea's at her party just talking about the mum situation. She's talking about how it's a shame that his mum's not going to be there because I want to tell her that I love her son. Mum wants just a traditional Ghanaian woman too, apparently. I think she wants to marry someone who's black, basically. I think, yeah, Ghanaian, black, whatever. I really hope she did not watch this show then, boy, because she's going to get a very rude awakening. She's been sleeping on her son Kwame and she's gonna get a rude awakening because my man My man's got a type, boy. I know she's religious and that. I know she's gonna be praying, I pray to God in Jesus' name. Please let my son marry a Ghanaian man. Fam, them prayers fell on deaf ears this time, bro. Because my man, boy, he's like, sorry, mother. I like my girls whiter than snow. At the same time, though, I do feel bad for him because when you deep it is sad not to get your mum's blessing, and B, for your mum actually not to be there. She categorically says, like, it's one of the biggest days of your life. It's your wedding day, and I don't want to be there. That's real sad. I think it's very selfish as well. I don't respect or rate people that can do that just because their son or their daughter isn't living the life that they want them to live. I don't respect that. And that's got nothing to do with culture, race. That's flat out morals and principles. You know what I'm saying? Just if my son's getting married to someone that I didn't really approve of or like or whatever, bro, I'll be there for my man. You understand? Just because that's my son. And it's hard, it'll be harder on him if I'm not there. Come on, man, it's very, very selfish. Kwame then proceeds to insult Seattle. Starts talking about, yeah, it's overpriced. You know, you think you're New York with the prices, but you're not New York. Like, get with the times, bro. Yeah, Seattle, you're not really all that. And I was thinking, right, okay, fair enough. Now the camera pans to Zach here, and he's talking about the reason he fell in love with Bliss and the kind of the signs from the universe that made themselves known, that appeared, e.g. the song. They both love the same song, e.g. the owl story. She had a dream that that an owl was gonna come and save her. Not only was he wearing an owl t-shirt, owl's his favorite animal. So like these like spiritual things here, it begs the question, how on earth did this brother choose Irina? I remember saying at the time, oh, okay, the song, okay, it's not that big a deal, but I forgot about the owl story. So like when you collect all these little spiritual moments together, they mean a lot more to me than anything Irina could have said. This woman Bliss baked you a cake and remembered your birthday. She's talking about an owl's here to save me. That's your favorite animal. She's talking about, oh, that's my favorite songs. My mom, I want it at my wedding. That's my favorite song. My mom's favorite song. You know what I'm saying? That's like little signs from God, signs from the universe. So how on earth did he still end up choosing Irina when the only sign she was showing him was this? Genuinely. So Bliss and her friends are talking, and bro, this woman, she's not ready. She doesn't feel very ready to marry Zach, but knows this is her person. It's an interesting one. I really thought she was more secure in the dynamic, but again, I know she's been holding on to the second best stuff, so fair enough. Brett's with his friends, and he's explaining how he loves her, and he just doesn't really want to overcomplicate things. He loves her. He sees a future with her. It's very simple. He's not stressing. I just thought it was a given that Tiffany and Brett would end up saying yes, but according to the preview, it looks like something happens where the wedding gets called off. Now, I thought this scene was quite jokes. Micah's drunk, and Micah actually FaceTimes Paul. They clearly can't really get enough of each other. They're even at their different parties and they're FaceTiming each other. It's one of them ones where it's like, I don't know if she's needy and needs reassurance or she's just cute. You know, the ones there where she really, because you can interpret that two different ways. I initially interpreted it, and I still believe this, that she just really, really likes Paul, innit? She does really like Paul. She's one of them kind of clingy girlfriends. Not in a bad way, but it's kind of like a, you know, she just, once in a while, she's like, she's actually quite, you know, she's quite funny, you know, when she's drunk, she's quite funny. She goes, Paul, do you love me or do you miss me? You know what I'm saying? She's one, I don't think she needs constant reassurance. I don't think she's one of them proper, like, insecure girls. I think she was just drunk, and I think she just really likes Paul. But it could be the latter, though. It could be the latter. But he can't even hear what she's saying. He's literally like smiling and says, yeah, I smile, boys. I can't even hear what she's saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? But then I was creasing. This entire scene was comedy gold. Shelby grabs the phone and he goes, Shelby. Like, so he hates that girl the same way I do, bro. And she goes, hi, it's me again, getting involved. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you clearly both don't like each other. It's awkward. It's just so funny how he was like, hi, Shelby. Yeah, great. It's you stupid thing, you know, fucking. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, once again, Shelby is such a clown. She's such a snake. I don't know if it's alcohol's involved again, where there's alcohol in the scene and she's not stone cold sober. She gets weird, like she just gets weird. And I'm gonna give her donut of the day for this year, because once again, she comes out and starts bad-mouthing Paul. She comes out and says, yeah, I'm happy for you, but. And all the rest of her friends who weren't around when they first had their interaction were like, but what? Like, what do you mean? I really like Paul. And you can tell on their faces they were serious. They were like, oh, no, why? Like, I really like Paul. I think Paul's a cool guy. Like, some of her friends are genuinely shocked. And she goes, but he's not the one. She goes, but she deserves everything in the world and this isn't it. You don't know him very well. And I just think she's a donut, man. And because the reason she's a donut is because she's actually not supportive. There's one thing venting your opinion and standing on what you believe, which is absolutely fine. I've got no problem with that. But it's another thing actively not showing support. Exactly the same way that Kwame's mum is not showing support because she's selfish, is the same way Shelby is not showing support. Yeah, she's selfishly putting her own emotions before Micah's. Micah's clearly happy in it. Do you know what I'm saying? Micah's clearly invested in this experiment, invested in Paul, but yet she cannot just be happy for her. You could say, but you know, despite my feelings, despite my reservations, I'm happy for you, Micah. You deserve the world, and I really hope Paul can give that to you. If he doesn't, I'll be here to pick up the pieces. You're done now. Yeah, something simple like that. You know where your head's at, but bruh. This basilisk, yeah. She can't help herself. And what I love about Micah in this scene, yeah, is Micah actually calls her out on it. She had a face like a slapped ass, and she called her out on it. She stands up to her and says, just support me. Just support me. I'm not here asking for your damn opinion. I'm sick of it. I know you're desperate to wipe my ass for me, Shelby, but please just support me. I've got Paul for that now. So yeah, it's one of them ones, man. Micah then tells the camera how like annoying it is that she feels she has to defend Paul. She has to overcompensate and say, you know, tell the camera and tell everyone how great Paul is and how much she loves him. It's annoying that she has to do that because she wants people to see him the way she sees him. Obviously, things like this take time, man. They don't know him, you know what I'm saying? And on the surface, he does come across a bit nerdy, come across a bit geeky, whatever. Him and Zach are very similar. He's just a little bit better looking version. I think they look very similar. They're very similar. I think they're both as nerdy as each other. I'm a nerd, so I recognize a fellow nerd. The rest of the episode was basically dragging out their wedding, right? I think they're really cheeky for dragging out their entire wedding and still not even showing the answer that he gives. Does he say yes? Does he say no? They basically go through all the good times that they had and they go through all the bad times. And that's when he says there, oh, if it's a no, I might just book a flight to Vegas. I'm thinking, rah. And then this guy is so funny, you know. This guy is such a capper. He's talking to his friends saying, last month I didn't even know what a registry was. Sorry, mother. The same guy, what, you didn't know what a registry was now? What, the same guy that 3 or 4 years ago was on Married at First Sight? Oh, you didn't know what a registry was? Fam, you are king marriage. If I want to know anything about marriage, about brides, about matrimony, I'm coming to you. About you didn't know what a registry was. You flipping invented the registry, bro. You love registries. You love marriage. Don't give me that cap. Don't give me that. I didn't know what a registry was. Chelsea's getting her hair done. She explains what it was like falling in love with him in the pods. And you can tell she falls deep, man. I feel bad for her. I really want this for her. She's desperate for this, and I really want it to happen for her. I just don't really like the fact that it's happening with Kwame, a person that doesn't really want her like that, you understand? So she reiterates to her family the disappointment that Kwame's mum's not going to be there, and she feels sadness for him. But this is where she admits to being scared though. She admits to not being secure in his decision making. She doesn't know what he's going to decide. She says, am I going to be the happiest, best person in the world? Or is this going to be the biggest disappointment of my entire life? Now, Kwame's cousin comes through and his sister. His sister is what I imagine... how do I word this without being... Obviously, black people come in different shapes and sizes. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really all do. Some of us are... I don't even want to... Listen, I really like his sister in it. His sister is great vibes, great energy. She is a lovely, lovely lady, especially when she has a conversation with Chelsea. Kwame just seems very different to his family, especially his sister. She then says, oh yeah, I told dad. Dad's happy for you. And I'm thinking, hang about. Why did your dad not know? I mean, again, don't get me wrong. If you don't have a good relationship with your dad, then fine. But my brother never told my dad that he got married. I wouldn't care to tell my dad that I was getting married. So I get it from my point of view, but I know what I've been through in my life and my dad, you know what I'm saying? So maybe it's because of that. Maybe I don't have a great relationship, but then he's happy for him and stuff. So I don't really know why he didn't tell his own dad. Here he is worrying about his mum, and he hasn't even told his dad. Is this the signs of someone that wants to get married, that's gonna get married? Can't call it, man. Now, Kwame's sister then meets Chelsea and she gives her a present. I love how black culture isn't really hidden away in these American shows. Yeah, I don't know, in UK shows, they just wouldn't really show things like that. They just wouldn't. I feel like, yeah, I don't know, like, I feel like the fact that they gave her some, like a Ghanaian purse or like Ghanaian leather or something, Ghanaian material was made to create this beautiful bag or something. Like, I love that. I love that they did that, and it was a really beautiful moment. Chelsea's crying, the sister's crying. Like, it really made it real for me. Because obviously this is reality TV, and I know exactly how reality TV is. It's staged, it's overproduced, it's fake, a lot of it. But like, this was giving me like the authentic vibes. Like, there was real emotion here. Like, people were crying. It was real heartwarming. So yeah, it was a good scene, man. Kwame here is absolutely petrified. I've never seen a man look so anxious in his entire life. And that is anxieties of a man that does not want to be here. This is the anxieties of a man that wants to be in Vegas right now. You know, he even admits to having cold feet. He says, when I see Chelsea, I see a partner. I'm confident and she's open to understanding. But I've got cold feet. He literally says, I have literally got cold feet. I'm nervous. It wouldn't be normal not to have cold feet. Chelsea then reads her vows. Her vows were very cute, they were very lovely. Now guys, I ain't gonna lie to you, this Kwame brother, he absolutely smashed his vows out of the park. He winked. They were so good that in my mind, I was thinking, he must have planned this. Like, yeah, he might not have written anything down, but he can't just be freestyling this, because that the metaphors, the imagery, the delivery, the pace. I was like, bro, you absolutely. So of all his down traits, and or you know, as much as me and Kwame might not see eye to eye, I was like, rah, impressive. But then again, the man didn't write his bars. Is that the sign of someone that sees themselves getting married? Just because it was good or it was great off the cuff doesn't mean that I'm not going to be looking at him with side eye thinking, like, why did you not write your vows? She says yes, and we are left on a damn cliffhanger. And I believe all the signs are saying that he's going to say no. However, a big part of me is thinking he's going to say yes. I don't know why I believe that. I think it's because it's reality TV. I feel like he wants to go all the way with it. I believe he wants to see it through. But all the signs are saying no. Now, if he says no tomorrow or in the next episode, then that makes sense. There's just a little part of me that thinks he might say yes, despite him not wanting to. Now, predictions for the rest of the marriages? Bro, I don't know if any of them are gonna get married, bro. I can truly see, like, maybe Micah and Paul being the only ones that say yes. I believe with that preview, Tiffany and my man ain't getting married. Yeah, I can't see no one else getting married. I think it could be none of them. It could be a couple of them. It could be Kwame and Chelsea and Micah and Paul. We'll see, man. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Who's your donut of the day? Who do you think is going to get married? Like, give me the couples that you believe are actually going to stick together. I don't know. But anyway, if you like this video, please like the video. Subscribe button, all of that. What the hell do I know, man? I'm just a man in his damn 20s. Peace.